Alright guys, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a real world MPG. So I'm trying to see how many miles per gallon we're able to actually squeeze out of the Trail 125. Keep in mind this is basically a brand new motorcycle. Right now we are at 75 miles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill the motorcycle basically right below that bar that we have there, and then perhaps ride 40-50 miles and see how and then basically just come back and fill the motorcycle, do it by hand, see how many miles per gallon we actually did. So I'm gonna say I'm not very optimistic. It's a brand new engine. We still have the braking oil in the engine. I'm getting ready to go ahead and change that one now, and I believe either at the 100 mile mark. Well, it's not going to be 100 because I'm going to be riding for 40 to 50, so maybe the 200 mile mark. They say it's good up to the 600 mile mark, but I'm going to go ahead and do it before. I also have a gold plug that I'm going to be using, so I'm going to be replacing the one that we currently have in place with the gold plug. The reason I'm going to be doing that is since this has a centrifugal clutch, I just want to make sure that we're catching anything that is going to be basically released from the centrifugal clutch, or anything that's going to be part of the braking. So as you can see, we did a 1 gallon fill up. You're able to see that the gas is going to be literally right under that bar. Now keep in mind you're able to put more, but if you look at the gas cap, you're gonna have about an inch. So even if I wasn't doing this test, maybe I would still not put much more gas than that. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and close this here. Let's go ahead and remove. Let's go ahead. So right now we have 75 miles. I'm gonna go ahead and do I'm gonna go ahead and reset trip B. So there we are. So what I want to do is actually just hold it in place. There we go, and reset. We're gonna go ahead and get going. So for the purposes of this trip and this real world MPG, I'm not gonna be doing just strictly wide open runs or doing stop and go traffic. So I'm gonna take some back roads here, just see how we do, and then we'll go ahead and we'll come back. We're not going to come back to the same gas station. I'll just go back to probably one closer to my house and just go from there, just because again, in your typical real world MPG, you're not going to be able to go back to the same gas station that you originally went to and fill up. So let's go ahead and exit the gas station here. So, and we'll get going. What I'm going to do is, let me actually stop here and do it. I'm going to go ahead and just activate my relive, and by doing that I'm able to actually give you guys a better picture of the route that we took. It's also going to give you the top speed via GPS, so it's going to be a lot more accurate. So let's go ahead and wait here while the app loads. Okay, record. Let me wait till it actually loads the whole map. Right now we are on Welch. That's right, we are right here at the corner of the gas station, and if you zoom in, it's going to tell you exactly where we are right now. So we're at the 7-Eleven gas station. Yep, everything matches. Let's go ahead and hit start, and here we go. So let me put this here. One thing that I gotta say I love about it is you have a 1.4 gallon tank, and if I'm able to get over 100 miles per gallon, that means that I'm able to ride this bike to work back and forth all week long, and it will literally take me a little bit over. It will literally take me take me $4 at current prices to fill the motorcycle. So, which is going to be incredible, especially going to work. Right now I travel around 20 miles a day to work back and forth, so that would be great. So having done tests like this before, I've never did them for YouTube, but I used to have a BMW that was the K1200 RS. I believe it was either 03 or 04, and my god, that was a thirsty motorcycle. I gotta tell you, that power from from the K1200 was unbelievable. I mean, it was always on demand. I gotta say, I believe that was probably, I don't think it was the fastest, but as far as power delivery, that was probably the best one that I've ever had. But it was a thirsty motorcycle. I mean, talking about doing highway cruising, cruise control, 75 miles an hour, you could not get that motorcycle to hit 40 miles an hour, 40 miles per gallon. Now, in contrast, my Yamaha FJR, it's a 5-speed compared to the 6-speed of the K1200 RS. And guess what? That motorcycle is somehow able to give me better MPG than than my BMW that was a 6-speed. So I don't know. Maybe it had to do something with gearing. The other one was a flat engine. This is a inline 4. So I mean, I'm not sure if there's anything to do with that. But you know, that's just it is what it is. Now I used to have a Honda CBR 250, the little, like, it almost looks like a sports bike, but it's literally a 250 single-cylinder engine. That one I could definitely on average get between 60 to 70. I used to have a Yamaha WR250R. That one was another one that was good on MPG. I believe it was like 40 to 50 miles per hour, per gallon riding. So I mean, that was actually really good. I mean, it's so funny because you can definitely feel the motorcycle as you're going up in elevation and we're trying to get up. The motorcycle does feel like it's a little bit strained, but then again, it's a 125cc motor producing 7.9 horsepower that is literally not even broken in yet, so that is to be expected. But honestly, I think that's even going to be the case once she's fully broken in, because again, it's a single-cylinder engine, so I mean, you can't really expect to get a whole lot, especially when you're talking about a 125cc. Oh my god. So I haven't been this way in a very, very long time, but this over here, all this used to be gravel road. So wow, yeah, I haven't been this way in a very long time. Let's go down. Wow, actually, let's go down that way. So let's see what they have going on here. Yeah, I haven't been this way in a very long time. So where you see this here, where they have this road over here, so all this right here, that's basically what the road was. So gotta say, they've actually done some upgrades here, and all this right here used to be cow fields. So wonder what this looks like. I haven't been here in a very long time. Oh, of course. New construction sites up here, so let's see what they have going on. So I am not sure why they added this stop sign here, because this is literally a nice curve, so I'm not sure why they did that, but wow, I'm actually shocked that this has changed as much as it has. Again, I'm not sure why they do this, but they do. I guess we're getting here to the subdivision. So here's the model home. I wonder where that road goes to. So you can see people here, they're open. So this is basically a brand new subdivision that is being developed here. Nice little communities. These have been popping up all over Central Florida. So the one thing that has not kept up with all these new subdivisions is basically the roads. The roads are basically the same thing as they were before. Nothing has been improved, so you still have your same roads for the same amount of traffic that we would have had 10 or 15 years ago, but now you add all this new traffic with all these new subdivisions, and let me tell you, it's getting real congested as of late. So this right here, what you guys see, this is basically what the trail is for. I mean, talking about, you know, sandy areas, you know, very light sand, packed roads. That's what the Trail 125 was made for. So maybe we're able to hop here. Maybe not on that one, because you could definitely see all that powder there. So see what they have going on here. Oh, this is barbed wire, so nothing that we can do. Alright guys, now we're doing a portion of a 2-lane county road. So as you see, highway's coming here, you know, going up and down. This is going to be Highway 441 here in Central Florida. So as you can see, we have a slight, literally, like when I tell you a slight, I mean like a slight changing increase of elevation. We're doing 44 miles an hour. We are literally running her wide open. So that gives you an idea how capable she's going to be while you are, you know, riding your motorcycle, whether it's going to be around town, where you're going to take it on a long trip. So, you know, at least it's a 2-lane road, so traffic is going to be able to go to the other side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find one of the small roads up here shortly and go back into the, you know, single roads here. But it shows you basically, I mean, at least right now 47 miles an hour, so this is a 50 mile an hour area. As you know, these areas are run way way faster than that, so you're gonna want to be careful if you're running your trail, just because, you know, you don't want to get run off the road or have somebody hit you just because they're trying to be, you know, they're in a hurry or whatever you want to call it. So right now it's topped at 48, so which is going to be basically in line with other people are reporting. So all right guys, so I stopped here real quick. My GoPro battery died on my camera, so I had to go ahead and switch out to my backup. But let's see how many miles we are so far. So far we are at 21.8 miles, so not bad. We still have all of our bars on the field display. So of course this always happens. And if you are not from Florida, we are in love bug season. Gotta love those little bastards. Here they are. These little things do absolutely nothing but literally wreck your paint, because that's what they do. They eat your paint. So during these next couple of months, you gotta keep a close eye on your paint and make sure you scrub it down, because it will screw up your paint. So gotta wait for traffic. Alright guys, we are at the 30-mile mark. So what's gonna end up happening is I'm almost home already. So what I'm gonna do is I am gonna go home, and then I plan on going on a short ride tomorrow morning. So what I'll do is tomorrow morning I will go ahead and finalize, I don't know, about another 25-30 miles to give you guys a better idea of what's the actual range, because 30 miles having such a small tank, if the economy it is what it is, I'm not gonna really be able to really pump any, you know, much fuel to the motorcycle. So what I'll do is I'm gonna end this video now. We're at 30 miles. We just lost 1 bar, so I mean that tells you we still pretty much have a full tank, and we'll catch up tomorrow morning. All right guys, so I am getting ready to go ahead and leave on the second part of this real world MPG numbers here. So far Relief has shown that I've traveled 32.2 miles. According to my trip computer, is showing that I have so far traveled a total of 34.7 miles, so around a 2-mile discrepancy. So as you guys know, motorcycles in general, especially Japanese motorcycles, they tend to be a little bit optimistic. What I'm going to do is I'm going to probably go on another 30 to 40 mile loop. That way I'm able to get at least 60 to 70 miles from the small 1.4 tank, and I'm able to see what is the actual real world MPG numbers for this machine. So as you guys know, they are rated between the 130 between the Super Cup and the Trail 125. They're both rated at around 133, I believe, 135 miles per gallon. So this will definitely give us a good indication of where we are as far as our numbers go. So I have my GoPro down here. That one is basically recording. It's going to be recording the odometer the entire second half of our trip. It might cut short. That's the GoPro Hero 7. So we don't really get a whole lot of battery out of that one battery life. So we shall see. As I mentioned yesterday, what we're going to be doing today is going to be, I'm not going to be doing any, strictly, pinning it to the ground, or strictly like stop and go traffic. I'm just going to ride some of the regular back roads that I travel around here. What you see is going to be what I would typically get as far as numbers go. So let's see what we get. Here's my neighbor. So that's one of my neighbors. He is an Army vet, and he has about 3 or 4 different motorcycles, so he's been riding for a very long time. So one of the selling points when they're telling you about the Trail and the Super Cup is going to be their economy. So another key difference between this one and the Super Cup is going to be that the Super Cup has literally a 1 gallon tank. I think it's actually 0.99 compared to the 1.4 of the Trail. So that was another key selling point for me when I went ahead and I bought this one. So, and I actually gotta say, I love the aesthetics of this one. I mean, almost like a naked motorcycle. You don't have all that extra unnecessary plastics that the Super Cup has. I also like the fact that you're able to change your handlebars. You are not able to do that with the Super Cup. Those are basically they come with the frame and everything. So those, what you get from the factory, that's basically what you're going to be doing. So right now it's saying that we're going 34. It's saying that we are going 44 miles an hour. So and we're not going actually wide open. One thing to notice with the Trail 125 is going to be that the actual the gearing of the motorcycle is going to be very, very low. So with the Super Cup, you're able to travel between 55 to 65. I know if you do if you go down to a 13 tooth, I think it's a 13 or 14, I think it's a 13, you're actually able to get more top end speed out of the Super Cup. You're able to do the same thing with the Trail, but it's more noticeable on the Super Cup. The gearing on the Super Cup is going to be different than the one on the Trail. So the difference is going to be, again, you're going to get more top end speed. This one is going to be better if you're going to be taking it light forest roads, light trail. One thing that I'm definitely going to be adding, I got to see how I can do it. It's going to add a small windshield. My goal is I want to go ahead and put a rack up here because I want to go ahead and carry my drone around. So I want to put a rack right above the headlight that we have here. Then what I want to do is add a small windshield. I believe GV makes one. I got to look more into that, but those are my main two features, add-ons that I want to do right now. After that, I want to go ahead and I want to add a top case. I saw a 58 liter from GV. I currently have a GV on my Yamaha FJR, so I want to use the same one just because I'm able to trade top cases between one and the other. So I want to use they sell like this special like component that you can add to the bottom of it, and then you go ahead and you put your GV mounting plate to it, which is going to basically specific to your Trail 125. So, and I think I'm going to go with the 58 just because I already have I believe it's a 40 or 30 or 33 liter on my FJR, so that way I have a big one when I'm doing long trips on my FJR, and if I'm going to be doing some groceries or anything, I could go ahead and just hop on the trail and just pack my top case and then just come back. So then after I do all that, I believe that is going to be my main components. Tires, I'm not sure yet if I'm going to go ahead and go with the Shinko's 244. I do see that a lot of people are basically raving about them and how good they do and they perform. So I'm still debating whether or not I'm going to go ahead and add those. But more than likely I might add them down the road. There's a couple of trails that I've seen in Florida that I want to go ahead and tackle, and from what I understand, you do want to go ahead and go with a more dirt oriented tire like the 244 Shinko Nobbies. I've seen that you're able to add like a jerry can. I've seen you have the option to add either a 3 liter or a 5 liter. I'm thinking I might go ahead and go with the 5 liter one. The reason for that being is right now I have a the Trail comes with a 1.4 tank. So that 1.4 tank, if you go ahead and you add another 5 liters, that's basically gonna go ahead and double your range. So let's say you want to go ahead and go off-road, you're gonna go off the beaten path, or you're gonna go camping, you're basically able to double your cruising range with your on your motorcycle. So I'm thinking of that. I'm gonna be doing that down the road. So, but I honestly feel like if you buy all the accessories that you could possibly find, you probably end up spending more than what the motorcycle is worth on accessories. But I think that's actually the fun part of a motorcycle. You buy a motorcycle and then you start making it basically your own, and I gotta say that's one of the most fun things. I've done that with my FJR. There's a couple of more things that I gotta do to it to make it 100% mine, but that's one of the great things about motorcycling. You could do so many different features. I know I'm gonna go ahead and buy one of those seat pads. I'm not sure if to go with the sheepskin for my seat. I gotta say this seat is probably even worse than the one that came on my FJR. It's hard as anything can be. Like, I can't even believe how hard that seat is. So right now we are almost at 40 miles. So if we go based on relive, we should be closer to 42. So right now we are at the 50-mile mark. So far I'm showing that out of that will be what, out of the 6 bars that you have on your fuel gauge on your Trail 125, only 1 is still missing, so we still have 5 total bars. So I'm pretty sure we got to be doing probably 85 to 90 miles per gallon, just because of how well she's responding. One thing to mention for this test is, you're probably gonna see differences based on weight and size. Just for this purpose, I am 5'10", and I am around 220, 225. So beautiful bike. So obviously the lighter you are, the better economy you might get. and you actually might even get more than the 133 advertised by Honda. So, but so far we're doing good. Like I said to you, we're at the 50-mile mark. We've used 1 out of the 6 fuel bars on your fuel meter, so we're doing good. So right now, right here, we are going towards Sorrento. This has a nice little twisty road. I usually come here on my FJR, and it's very, very enjoyable. You're able to stretch the legs of the motorcycle and kind of just, you know, go left and right. It's a very short stretch, so I'm thinking I might actually enjoy it even more with this one, just because it's going to be a lighter motorcycle. Alright, we're back. We are at the 60-mile mark right now. Right now we have 4 out of the 5 fuel bars. So 60 miles, we are almost at halfway through the tank. So I think I'm gonna stand corrected. I would say if the motorcycle gives you a decent, you know, 100 plus, you're able to get at least 150 out of your tank. So far it has been basically just back roads, you know, 2-lane roads, leisure riding, so not a lot of wide open. Some sections I've had to go wide open just because that's the way the traffic is going, but for the most part it has been honestly just extremely leisurely riding, 35-40 miles an hour, and just taking it easy. So around the 70-mile mark, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start looking for a gas station to fuel up. So, and at that point in time, we'll be able to tell exactly how many miles per gallon we're getting. So I gotta say, I love the way this bike handles. It's a very light motorcycle, 259 pounds. I love the way that the shifter works. You have that heel to toe shifting. I gotta say, I love that from the motorcycle. I mean, you're always basically just shifting to go up, you know, up in gear with your heel. If you want to go down, you go ahead and you do some toe shifting. But honestly, extremely easy to ride. Any new rider will be able to get used to it. If you're going to be new to motorcycles, if you're not sure if you're going to be able to, you know, do the shifting or whatnot, I think the Trail will be, or the Super Cup is going to be a great starting point, just because there's not a whole lot of work required from you. We are almost now at the 70-mile mark. So as you see, we are down to 3 bars on the fuel meter. So we are exactly at the halfway mark. So again, if everything goes to plan, that means that we should get around 140 miles to the tank. So we'll know for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and fill up closer to my house in Altamont Springs. I'm gonna see just so we could get up. You know, the more miles you get into a tank, the better sample you're gonna get. So again, 70 miles right now, or close to it. We are exactly at the halfway mark in our fuel gauges. So we shall see once we fill up here shortly. Yeah, brand new. I love the old one, man. Yeah. Alright guys, here we are at the gas station. According to the odometer, we've traveled a total of 79 miles. Once I pull in now to the gas station, I'm going to be able to see what the actual relief account says regarding how much actual distance we traveled, since that one is, you know, is GPS. So we'll be able to see what's the difference between one and the other. We're gonna go ahead and fill it up now. So we're gonna do like we did before. We're gonna go ahead and just fill her up till exactly as close as we can to the bottom of the metal bar that goes across the tank down here. So I'm trying to be as gently as I can so we don't go over it. Nope, we're still doing good. I'm really curious to see what is this first tank gonna be like. It's a brand new motorcycle, so you know, you always, you know, some of that braking is not gonna let you get as good mileage, so we still have a little bit to go. All right, I think that's it right there. Yep, that's right there. Gonna be able to see that we're literally right touching that bar right there. So we put 8.31 gallons. So let's go ahead and button her up. Let's go ahead and pull our fuel cap. So let's see. So we travel, how many miles did we travel here? So we did 79.1 miles. So 79.1, we're gonna divide that by 0.831. So that means that the first tank ever on my Trail 125, we netted 95.2 miles per gallon. So not too bad, you know, for a motorcycle that's literally brand new. Still, it's only 200 miles. We were going literally, you know, up and down in not really a whole lot of elevation, but in speed. So, but you know, 95.1, far from the 133, but then again, I'm 5'10". I weigh around 220, 225. So I'm sure when they put those numbers out, it's going to be based on, you know, Japanese people, a little bit shorter, a lot less lighter. So all right guys, so there you have it. So this is a real world MPG test on a Trail 125. This is a 2021 model. So if you enjoyed this content, just give it a thumbs up. That way the algorithm knows it's good, and I will see you guys on my next video.